Hello everyone, welcome to this AMA session. AMA, the intention of having AMA means ask me anything. The intention is to make it practical and make it relevant to you. Based on the question we have received, and sometimes different week, different month, we have a different focus. This month focus was intended for data visualization. So based on the general question I received, the first question I'm going to address is, some people will say, hey, Tai, I know how to do some Excel chart, but I'm not quite sure what kind of ideas I have. Sometimes I go online and search, I'm not quite sure how to use which one to do and have no idea. So this is the time we are going to learn this one together. And for those you are online, I'm going to share the file with you. Let's wait for a while. Yeah? I'm going to share the working file. So if you want to follow along, please do so. Otherwise, you could just observe our session. So let me send the file over towards the chat. This file is only available if you are coming online. If you are getting the recording, let's see whether you are able to get it. Okay, so now I have sent the first file. First question is about chart ideas. Today we have received 3 questions. After we have completed answering all these 3 questions, I will open the floor for any other questions. Okay, so I have opened the file. Let's wait. Yes, I have this file. Okay, let me move this away. Okay, please let me know. Please type number 1 if you're able to see the screen. Okay, Ken, thank you. Thank you for sharing. So I have only have a simple set of data. The intention for answering this question is about chart ideas. So I have this chart, this data. It has Q1 until Q4. By default, I want to create a chart with a fast and quick way. Rather than spend your time to find which are the relevant charts, you could just create the default chart. The keyboard shortcut to create a default chart in Excel is alternate F1. Some laptop, you will need to press this key, alternate function, F1. During the session, I will not mention function because it's highly depending on your computer keyboard design. Because some computer, the keyboard design requires you to press the function key, and generally, it is not required. Generally, because it's a keyboard design. So whenever I mention the function key, I will not, example F1, F2, I will not mention this Fn. So that's because of your keyboard design. Yeah. So that is the first thing. So now let's get started. Okay. So I want to create a chart like this one, a snap of finger. Yeah. Okay. After I get the data, I press alternate F1 and ta-da, job done. So this is a default chart. Default chart, sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. Whenever we are experimenting chart, you want to go to the extreme. And extreme means may not be good in the business context. When you reach the extreme or the border, you know what to do and what not to do. So another idea is when we are experimenting different chart ideas, you want to make the clone of the chart so that you could do the comparison. There are a few ways to clone the chart. Now I have created the default chart. I want to clone it. I could use a normal way, copy and paste. Just like this chart, Control C, and click somewhere outside, click on the empty cell and press Control V. Okay, so this is first method. Another method is using the mouse and keyboard. When I drag the chart, I drag to a different location. I hold down the control key at the same time. And while I'm dragging and holding down the control key, you will notice there is a plus sign on the mouse pointer. When I let go of the control key while dragging, the plus sign will disappear. And when I'm holding the control key while I'm dragging, the plus sign appears. This is without the control key. This is with the control key. See the difference? Very good. After that, just let go of the mouse and ta-da! So this is the second method using a mouse, drag and drop. Another method is using the keyboard shortcut to duplicate the chart. The keyboard shortcut is Control D, means duplicate. You could use the same shortcut key inside PowerPoint. For example, you have a picture, you have a shape, you want to clone, you want to duplicate. While you are selecting the shape or the picture or icon, you could just press Control D. It allows you to duplicate easily. Let me show you what does that mean. While this is selected, I press Control D and ta-da! Okay, automatically you duplicate another chart for you. So this is how we are able to clone multiple charts for our experiment later on. So if you're able to follow up to this one, please type number 2. Any question, please type number 0. Okay, good. Thank you. Thank you, Melissa. Okay, thank you for responding. So let me remove the other 2. I only leaving 1 behind. While we have this chart, and I want to know what are the ideas I could use. While this chart is selected, I go to chart design. Inside chart design, there's something called chart styles. This is a place allows you quickly to experiment different formats or different style for the chart. And sometimes you do not need to like the entire design, maybe partial of the design that you want to use. It allows you to give you some idea. So let me show you, yeah. So inside here, I go to this to expand. Yep. Hey, let's see. Okay, what happened? Okay, when I expand, while the chart is selected, I just use my mouse to point without clicking on the chart style. And you'll notice it shows on the screen how the chart will look like. And so this allows you to have various experiments. So I can just point and you can see it's very interesting. Sometimes may not be necessary. So let me experiment with this one. When I click and it stays there. Okay, so this is how we could experiment. So after we have done this one, let's make a clone of this chart. I want to do another experiment. While the chart is selected, besides choosing chart styles, we could change the theme colors. Theme colors will be useful when my data has multiple series. Multiple series in the normal term means multiple columns. Here, I only have 1 column and it only has all the number here. So it's 1 series. When it has multiple series or multiple columns, then we could see the various combination of the color. So now, presume I have this one. So let me show you. Chart style. So because I only have single series, it will use the first color. When I go to use my mouse to point, and you notice the color changes because it only has single series and it only shows the first one. So let me pick another one. Okay, so this is the second way of getting the ideas. If you are able to follow up to this one, please type number 3. Okay, thank you for enabling the transcribe. Good, thank you. Thank you, Cynthia. Thank you, Liwitia, Melissa. Thank you for responding. So now this is the second idea. Let's go to the third option. Make a clone of the default chart. I'm using the keyboard shortcut Control D. Okay, well, this is here. I go to the chart design. Just now we tested on the chart style. We also tested on the color. The next one we want to test it out is on the quick layout. Click on the quick layout, use your mouse to point, and you'll notice the title, the labels, the grid lines, it changes while maintaining the same color. Okay, so it allows you to see how the things look like. So it really allows you to see things very, very differently. And sometimes while doing this one, you will notice a different idea. So I'm using layout number 8, just to let you know. So this kind of chart, it's just making the gap in between the column disappears. This one is also called step chart. This kind of thing is also called step chart. Like staircases, it has one step, one step, one step. It shows how the things progresses. So it's called step chart. So it's very interesting. Guess what? We got a new chart here. So this is another idea using quick layout for us to see what are the possible options. Good. If I'm able to follow up to this one, please type number 4. Okay, good. It was a bit fast, yeah, because I want to share as much as possible within 1 hour time frame. We have 3 questions to address today. Okay, so good. So let me clone this chart again, the default chart. Besides changing based on the standard color, the style, if you want to test it out individually, you could go to add chart elements. Here, you could pick and choose whichever things you want to show on your chart. For example, I could go to axis. I want to turn off the primary axis, means horizontal. And it's a bit weird. It's a bit weird. It's not easy to read. But guess what? It's possible. I also could go to add chart element, turn off the vertical axis. So if I'm using this kind of chart, I may not know what is this column about, what is this number. Guess what? We are experimenting. We are pushing the limits, and we are able to aware which one works, which one are not working. Okay, so beside this one, let's see. We could go to something called data labels. I could show either at the bottom, on the top, and maybe outside here. I could do something like this. Or I could have something called data tables, which shows the number at the bottom. So sometimes the number is too many things to show on the top. You could show at the bottom. It allows you to see things very differently. Okay, so this is a quick way for us to experiment on the add chart elements. If you're able to follow, please type number 5. Okay, thank you. Thank you, Melissa. Thank you, Chi Xian. Thank you, William. Thank you for responding. Let's go for next one. So let me clone the chart again. By the way, I'm keep on cloning the default chart is to let you see what is possible. Actually, we could just continue to work on the same chart. Actually, we could continue. So now we have used the default design we could use here. Beside that, there's something called switch row and columns. Just now I mentioned we are only have a single column, so that's called single series. What if I don't want to use the column to show the number here? I want to show them individually horizontally. So that means I could use switch rows and columns. Click once. So they are on the same color, same so-called, they are having instead of having a same series, now they're on interpreted as independent series. Like we have 4 columns and each column only has 1 number. So this is the purpose of using switch rows and columns. Okay, good. If you are able to follow up to this one, please type number 6. Number 6. Good. While typing number 6, I make a copy again. Okay, maybe I can make a clone at the same time. Okay, I'm copying. Okay, besides doing this one, we could change our data as well. Let's go to chart design. There's something called select data. It allows us to change the data range. And sometimes you just want to display partially within the data itself. Instead of select quarter 1 until quarter 4, perhaps you only want to show quarter 1 data only. Presume that's the case. If that's the case, rather than select quarter 1 and redo the chart, we could choose not to show the other quarters by unchecking them one by one. Something like this. I could uncheck quarter 4, quarter 3, quarter 2, only leaving quarter 1 behind and click OK. And ta-da, it only shows quarter 1. This one is very useful when I want to show the chart independently based on one table. For example, so I have quarter 1, and my boss also want to see quarter 2, quarter 3, and quarter 4 side by side. I could just resize this one. I can make a clone. I just using my mouse to drag while holding Control key. Select data, change to quarter 2, and click OK. And you'll notice it changes to quarter 2. Drag and go towards the side and go to select data again. So I want to choose quarter 3 and click OK. And finally, I do the same thing for quarter 4. So this, instead of creating them independently, I could do it the first one. After I done all the formatting, just make a clone and choose the data I want to show. So this is very, very useful. You want to make multiple charts rather than doing individually. Just make a clone and uncheck the things you don't want to show on the screen. Question, how to, okay, slicer. That's question number 4, if you have a question. Good. If you're able to follow up to this one, please type number 7. Number 7. Make a clone and just select the data. Okay, good. So now let's continue. And just now what we have done is the overall is quite fast. And there's another thing, we could do the formatting individually. So that means we could do the formatting on the title, on the label on the left side, the grid lines, the bar here, and also the background color, the outline here, everything. We could do it one by one. So for all these things, it has a few components. All these called chart elements. Chart elements. Inside chart elements, it has few components. Whenever it has a text, it has a few things. Example, the color, the background color, the size, the font. Whenever it's something to do with the text, the font. Okay. And for others, beside the text, it has called as shape. Shape, it has a few things. It has the background color, something called, next one is called fill color, and also has something called border. Inside border, it has further split down as well. Border, it could go by the line width. So how thick is a line? And also the style plus the color. So these are the things we could do it individually for the formatting. So let me show you what does that mean. Once the chart is selected, I could do the formatting. We can go to format. I could choose the shape fill, means the background. I can make everything as gray. I could change the outline to another color. Because the outline is outside, I also could change the thickness, the width. Okay, make it broader. If I click outside, yep, so this is how we could change. Beside the entire chart, I also could do the same thing for the fill color and the outline on the title, on almost everything. I could do the same thing here. I go to format. I change the shape field to white color. And the outline, I make it as red color. I also want to make it thicker. Plus, I could change the dashes to dot, dot, dot. Let me click outside. Yeah, now you see. So we could do something here. If I want to do for the same thing for here, this is as a text. So whenever it has a text, we could change the text color, the text background, the font size, and also the font plus the border. So let me change the size. This is a bad example, yeah, bad example. Super huge. I want to change a different color. And the background, I choose red color. Okay. So this on the text. And after that, I could go to the format, changing the field color. Okay, I could change the border as well. Okay, it's a bit weird. So this is the things we could experiment not only on one, but we could do multiple as well. If I'm able to follow up to this one, please type number 8. Any question? No question. Question, go towards the end. If I'm able to follow, please type number 8. That's one more thing I want to show. Okay, good. After we have done those things, some people will say, hey, Ty, I want to do a specific format on here, not on the color, but I want to do something more. Yes, we could do that as well. So this is the time we want to do the format for individual element beside the color. For example, here, the column, we could change the width, make it closer. We can do that as well. When we are doing this one, we could right click and there's something called format data series. Whatever thing we want to format, we can go to right click format data series. If you want to learn using keyboard shortcut, the keyboard shortcut in Excel for any formatting is press Ctrl #1. Very, very useful shortcut. I love to use this keyboard shortcut. We could use the same keyboard shortcut. We could format chart, format shape, format cells, format picture. Everything, almost everything in Excel, we want to do about formatting, Ctrl #1. It's the same shortcut key for the Windows as well as the Mac. Okay, so let me go here. Let me go again, click. Make sure I click everything, Ctrl #1. When you press Ctrl #1, depending on the things you have selected, it will show different setting. For example, here, there's something called gap width. I can make it 0. They are close to each other. Or I go to another extreme, 500%. This is the smallest column chart could be. And because it's only have single series, it doesn't show the overlap. Let me go and change to multiple series by switch rows and column. So now as if it has individual column. For the series overlap, if I go to the extreme 100%, they overlap each other. Sometimes we could create a different effect just by overlapping. Example, we could use this one to create something called bullet chart. Bullet chart like a column. It has a green, red, orange, and another color. So depending on where the person stands or where the progress is, they will know whether it's good or bad. So this method is usually used to create a very special effect. Or I could go to another extreme. They are far away. Or sometimes, how about somewhere in between? They overlap a little bit. This is useful when we are doing comparing the past and the future. The past is behind, the future is in the front or the current moment. So it allows, at least you can save some space. So this one is really, very interesting for you to experiment. Beside here, you could go and check out the different style and also different formatting. Very, very powerful. If you are able to follow up to this one, please type number 9. Type number 9 if you are able to follow up to this one. Okay, good. So just thank you, Melissa, for responding. Hey, okay, we have Cynthia question. Show how to use slicer. Slicer, it has a different ways of working. I think I address it here. Slicer on my data, this is a fixed number. It doesn't use any formulas. So slicer doesn't work here. Slicer, it works when we have a table, or much more specifically, if we have an Excel table, we could use slicer, or we could have something called pivot table. Slicer works as if a filter. Whenever we filter certain things, only certain things will be shown on the screen. This is how we could we could introduce some interactivity. Slicer is over here, depending on the data you have. There's something called insert. I don't have a data here, so I don't have a slicer. A slicer is over here. Even though I click, I'm not able to select anything because there's nothing here. Yeah, slicer, you need to have pivot table or an Excel table. They are over here. Yeah, they are over there. Okay, hope this one gives you some idea, yeah? Okay, good. So this is about the first one. So now we want to continue for the second one. This one is very interesting. Okay, uh let me send the file towards the chat. If you want to follow along, please do so. Yeah, this one requires you to understand or you aware a little bit about Power Query. If you're not quite sure how to use Power Query, do join us in this coming Saturday, National Training Week on the afternoon, 2 o'clock. We are going to cover how to jumpstart on using Power Query. Okay, so this question I received 2 days ago. Not 2 days, yesterday. Yesterday. I'm not sure whether she's in the room. Let me do a search. Yeah, she's not in the room. It's okay. I need to answer this one. So the intention for this one is she need to do some checking. Checking as in, it has the something like document ID. Everything start with alphabet A is a normal document or normal order. And sometimes they will receive return. That means either customer return or the things is got defect, they got return. They want to check. They want to know when the purchase was made. The return could be in the different months, but they want to backtrack back to the initial month so that they could do some correction on the numbers. For example, here, 1003, 10003 is happens on the January the 4th. Yeah, how I know it's the same number, it's just having different prefix, different first alphabet. So this is how the data looks like. Everything inside here, and the end result will be something like this. You will need to know what is the return ID, what is the purchase ID, and the details as per the purchase record. Okay, so you can see everything happens on January. Yeah, so this is what we are going to do. So now I'm going to show you how to get this thing done. So I just want, okay, by the way, I want to do a quick survey. How many of you knows how to use Power Query? If you know how to use Power Query, please type number 1. If you have no idea what the heck is Power Query, please type number 0. Or somewhere between, just key in the decimal between 0 and 1. Okay, good. We have some of you know, some of you doesn't know. Attended last year, forgotten. Okay, it's a good revision to come back. It's good revision. So let me quickly to show you how to do this. First, I will need to turn this one into an Excel table. So I go to Insert, Table, or the keyboard shortcut is Control T. You will notice the whole thing is selected. I could press Enter or click OK. Right after that, immediately change the name. So I'll call this one as table data. Table data. It has a reason behind my recommendation. Start the table name with the wording table. That is a recommendation. If you want to know why such recommendation, do join me in this NTW this Saturday morning. Start from 9 o'clock. I will show you how to do this one. If you know how to use this one plus some formula, you will feel very happy. At the same time, you will feel sad. Want to know more? See me, join me on this Saturday. Okay, let's come back here. Let's come back here. So after I have done this one, I go to data. On the left side, yes, button called from table range. Okay, from table range. This is loading now. Okay. Now it brings me to a place called Power Query Editor. Good. So inside here, I realize the day is not in the correct format because it has a time. I change this one to show the date only. Because it's the same step, it will choose to replace with the current. Okay, good. So this is the data we have. And this is not the final data yet. And before we continue, I want to further split from here into two versions. One with the purchase record, which is A something something. Another one is only for the return records where the ID start with R something something. So I do not want to import multiple times. I use this one to make the clone by going through something called reference. Create a reference from this to branch out to these two. The benefits of using reference, in the future, I want to do some data correction over here. I just need to do it once, and these two will automatically get the correction. So this is how we could make the thing a bit simpler. Okay, so let's do the reference. Go to table data, right-click, reference. Okay, this is first one. Go back here, right-click, reference. So I need to have two. So the table data bracket 2 is not descriptive. Let's change the name. Let's change the name. I say this one as a purchase record. Another one is I say as a return record. Okay. So let's go back to purchase record. Purchase record, the first letter is starts with A. So we could go to filter. Text filter begins with, it's over here, begins with. And you ask us, what does it begins with? And just bear in mind, Power Query is case sensitive. The data we have is capital A. We need to key in uppercase A and click OK. So these are the purchase record. Go to return record. Do the same thing as well. Filter for the ID. Text filters begins with. Because the return record is start with R in uppercase, remember to key in uppercase R and click OK. Yep, this is the return record. So let's bring the whole thing back to Excel without showing them on the screen. Because all these three, they are not final yet. I just want to load them as connection. So that means I do not need to show on the screen. To do so, I go to home, click on the lower half, not on the upper half, just on the lower half, close and load, then choose close and load to. Close and load to, and I change to only create connection. Yeah, then click OK. Let's wait for a while. it will show 3 tables over here. Yep, so this is nice, only create connection. Next, I want to merge them together to do the comparison. Usually, if I want to do something like this one, most likely I will use one of these functions. Example, VLOOKUP, XLOOKUP, or sometimes I may use something called match or XMatch. Either one of them. Okay, good. So now I want to do something like this one for the comparison. So that is something called merge. So go to data, get data, combine queries, and I choose merge. Click on the merge. Inside merge, we have 2 tables we want to merge. The one on the top, I choose the purchase record. The one at the bottom, I choose as the return record. And some people will be start questioning, Ty, which one should I choose on the top? The one you want to see the most in the final result, you choose the one on the top. Okay. Okay, thank you, Cynthia, for dropping by. And after we have selected these two, the comparison between them is ID and ID. So use your mouse to click on the ID. Entire column is selected on the top and go to the bottom, click. Yep, that's right. And we want to make sure both must exist before whatever doesn't exist, that doesn't match, right? We want to ignore them. So we change our join kind to inner. Example here, I have, before that, I make a mistake here. I shouldn't be here because I realize the ID, they're not same. A and R, they are not same. So I need to do something here. Let's go back to the return record. Based on the ID, R something, change it to A something. So over here, everything is R something. I just want to change it from R to A. The easiest way to do so is right-click on the ID, change to replace values. Replace value is something similar like the Excel, find and replace. Here it only works on the column, based on the column. And let's wait for a while. I want to find alphabet R, replace with A. Here also case sensitive, yeah. Power Query is always case sensitive. Click OK. Okay, everything is done. And let's close and load, bring the whole thing back to Excel. Okay, so just now I forget to do that one. Then we continue again, combine queries, merge. Inside merge, the one on the top is the purchase record because we want to show the data from purchase. Example, the date, the quantity, and the return records at the one at the bottom. And now they are having some similarity. Click on the ID, click on the ID. By default, it uses left outer. Left outer means it will show everything on the top. Whatever it doesn't show, it will just remain there. Whenever it doesn't match, for example, here, 369, 36, there's a 69 over here. It will keep everything on the top and it will retrieve additional data from the bottom. It is a normal behavior that VLOOKUP. Whenever it doesn't match, it will just show NA. Here, we will just show blank. Left outer is not what we are going to use. We are going to change it to inner. Both must exist, only keeping them. Otherwise, discard them. So that means the two data must have matching. Only have 3, 6, 9. Here also have 3, 6, 9. The rest will get eliminated. They will get removed. So this is what we want to have. We use inner join. Then we click OK. It brings us back to Power Query Editor again. Power Query Editor. Let's wait for a while. Okay. Inside Power Query Editor, before continue, rename. It's also a good practice as and when we are working to add more new stuff, we change the name as we are adding more. Okay. If not, most likely we will forget to change the name. Okay, so this one I want to say this is a return return record details. Okay, return record details. What is the things we want to get it from the other side? Is the ID. Okay, is the ID here? Okay, over here I want to change the A back to R because just now it was from R change to A, so I want to reverse the process here. Right click, replace values, replace values, replace A to R. Click OK. Then before continue, change the header name. Just double click on the header. So this is called purchase ID. The other one is called return ID. Resequence them. Okay, just drag the header towards the front. Okay, good. I have changed the name. Now, close and load, bring the whole thing back to Excel. Let's wait for a while for it to load. And ta-da! Yes, it works. So this is how we're able to make it easier. Let's do a testing. If I have a new return, for example here, I just want to change this one. 72. And the date is 5th. Okay, change the ID to R. Okay, so R 10,008. Whatever thing we have added here, we just need to go to the result, right click, and refresh. Ta-da! It's just so easy. It's just so easy. And that's a one real story. Just using Power Query, that is a real story. The person can, instead of using 5 working days, the person could complete the same thing within 2 seconds. That's improvement of 99.992%. This is my highest record. I wish to break this record. See how many of you is able to help me to do so. This is Power Query. In this Saturday NTW, we're going to learn about this one a little bit. Okay, so this is about how to do this one. Hey, let's go to third question. Third question is very interesting. It's also using Power Query to import PDF file. Let me show you the PDF file. Let me bring this PDF file towards the chat. Let me send it over. Let me open the file. Okay, so this PDF file, it has 2 pages. The data has number, product name, sales quantity, promo, unit price, and total. So if I scroll down, okay, until 25 and continue 26 until 39. And it has a total, and at the bottom it has summary. So what we are looking for is only keeping the data on the top, excluding the total, excluding the bottom part, and also excluding the one on the top, example, the title. So if let's say I have no idea how to use Excel efficiently, most likely copy and paste one by one or type the whole thing one by one. So let's see how we're able to use Excel to import the data here. Import the data here. So I go back to my Excel. Let me open a brand new file just to make it clear. I go to data, get data, from file, from PDF. Nice, right? From PDF. Then we go to our folder and PDF. Open it. Okay, let's wait for a while. Over here, the tricky part is like this one. Because inside PDF file, the formatting is not really easy. Over here in this file, I have 2 pages. You will notice it has something like this one. Something like this. If let's say in the future, I have 30 pages, I will have even more. So if I want to use select multiple items, choose one by one, it is very tedious. And whenever we are working with Excel or any reports, I always emphasize these 3 things. Whatever reports we are doing, we want to make sure there's something called reusable. Reusable means I do it once. Next time I change the data file, I just point to a new file and the whole thing works again. I don't need to redo. Reusable. And the second one is called scalable. Scalable, it means currently I only have 2 pages. In the future, I may have 5 pages or 500 pages. It should work. Scalable. And the last one is very, very important. Maintainable. In the future, if there's something not so right, just small adjustment and the whole thing works again. So that one can reduce a lot of time wasted just to redo the whole thing again. So this is the things I always emphasize. Let's come back here. How could I grab the whole thing and make sure whenever in the future, when it has more pages, it still works? So this is the beauty here. We don't select one by one. We don't choose any of them. We choose the folder. When you choose the folder, it means everything inside here. It means everything inside here. But bear in mind, if I go here, continue, I will have duplication. Page 1, page 2, you will see page 2, redundant. Page 1, redundant. So let's see how we're able to handle this one later on. So back to here, I only choose the folder. Then click transform data. Let's click transform data. And it brings us back to Power Query Editor. Power Query Editor. Let's wait for a while. And it will show few lines. This is the time we need to do something here. There's something called page and something called table. So it depends whether you want to keep the table or you want to keep the page. It depends on your situation, yeah. For me, I just keep the page. How to see the data for individual page? There's something called data. Just use your mouse to click on the table here. Just normal click, not double click, yeah. Normal click. Click once, it will show how the data looks like at the bottom. And click the next one. Okay, it's because I double click. When I double click, it will go here. Okay, don't double click. Okay, yep, this is the second page. Start from 26 and all the way down, includes the bottom summary. So by using page is good enough for me. So that means I could use a filter, take out the table, only keeping page. This is how we could take out the redundant. Click OK. Done. Then now we have the data. Let's expand from this data. There is a button, expand. Let's expand this one. And it will have a lot of things here. Okay, before that, I just want to remove the rest. Right-click table, the data, remove other columns because the rest I don't need. And okay, I have all the column. I don't need to use original column name as prefix because all these things is good enough. I only have single column. So I click OK. Yes, it's got expanded. Hey, so this is the fun part. The fun part over here, I need to find certain pattern. It tells us when this particular thing is there, that is the data we are looking for. So something what I'm looking for is the noun, the positioning of the noun. Now inside Power Query is equivalent to blank in Excel. Sometimes in blanks in Excel, we see nothing. Here we see now. Okay, Let's go over here. I go scroll down yet. Okay, let's see. This is the data 43. I don't need. Okay, let's see the data. So it's blank, blank, blank now. Okay, yes, now. Let's see, could we use column number 5 as an indicator? Scroll down further. Okay, this has some data here. So cannot. How about column 6? Double check. When the column 6 is null or blank over here, the entire rows, we don't need. Let's double check. Scroll up, scroll up, scroll up, scroll up. Okay, here, this is the header we want. The first 2 lines we don't need. Also has null. Bingo! That is the thing we want to filter out. Go to column number 6. Take this one, don't want null, don't want blank. And click OK. Almost there. Almost there. The final one is we want to use the first row as the header and double check on the data type or some other columns we don't need. We could just remove them. Let's do this. I can go to use first row as headers. Okay, let's double check. Ding, 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 ding. Okay, perfecto. There's one column, it's called column number 7. Not required. Right click, just remove it. Remove. Okay, good. And I changed the query's name called PDF data. Of course, you could do something much more descriptive. Mine is only called PDF data. Okay, double check, everything's perfect. The data type is correct. Data type is correct. Then I can go to close and load. Bring the whole thing back to Excel. Let's wait. Moment of truth. Hey, not found? Not found? Okay, let's see. What happened? What happened? Okay, download field. Okay, download field. Okay, let's refresh. Refresh. Let's go back to edit. Oh, I know why. Because, did I open the file? No, I closed the PDF file. Yeah, I closed the PDF file. Refresh. Yep, it works. Close and load. Let's wait for a while and let's refresh. Now, just now the method, it should work because I've tested it 1 round. Yes, that's the thing. Connection, there's no connection. Okay, never mind. So this is how the things work. Okay. So in short, let me show you the final result. I have one final file. Yeah, this is the answer file. This is the end result. This end result. Okay, enable. Yeah, this end result. So it's 1 up to 39, and there are no header, no bottom summary, and everything just works perfectly. Okay, so this end result. Just not sure what's happening. Okay, good. We have completed 3 questions within 1 hour. So just now I go back to Cynthia's question. Cynthia talking about the filter slicer. When I'm using an Excel table, something like this one, I just click inside here. I could go to insert slicer. Slicer allows us to choose the data or things, the column we are looking for. For example, product name. Click on the product name and click OK. It will show the slicer like this one. I could change the number of columns. Okay, resize this one a little bit. Instead of a normal filter, this one by one, I could just click on the slicer and the filter is done. Slicer makes the thing works seamlessly. Very, very useful. You could use slicer on the table or pivot table. Very powerful. Which version can import from PDF? Okay, from import from PDF, you could just go to data, get data from file. When you see there's an option called from PDF that you could do. From Excel 2016, if I remember correctly, it is built-in. And 2010, 2013, you need to install add-in. Double check on your version. And sometimes because of the version, 2019 don't have. My bad. Maybe the version. Maybe it's a student version, and some things they may missed out. Yep. Oh, really? I got it right. Okay. Don't use student version lah. Ask company to afford to buy lah. Can huh? Okay. Yeah. So because the student, they don't need so much flex and so much power on handling this kind of complex data. So they don't have it. Good. So now we are coming towards the end. We have about less than 4 minutes before that's end. So now I just want to have a quick reminder on this coming Saturday, 12th April 2025. There's an NTW. There's a 2 training. The morning session will show you how to organize your data better so that you could use the same thing again and again. And sometimes you have a lot of data, it will help you to find the data a little bit faster. So that's morning session. The afternoon session will show you, sometimes our data has blank rows, blank line, merging, all these things. How could we handle all those things so that we could use our data for further analysis? So that's on the afternoon session. And more details you can check out in the group. So now my time is running out. I talk even faster. I'm so excited. So now I want to invite you to type in the chat. What is one thing you like the most about AMA today? Yeah, please type in the chat. What's one thing you like the most about the AMA today? Thank you, Witiam. Thank you, DO. Thank you, SY. Long time no see. Yeah, TCN. Save the time. Very good. The tools are there. We just need to know how to use the tool to help us to make our work faster and easier so that we could go home on time, if not earlier. Yes, yeah, we need to save our time. The tool is always there. Good. Okay, so any final question? We have 1 more minute. 1 more minute plus. Any final question? Yeah, not about SQL and Python. SQL depending on, are you talking about the SQL statement or the SQL server? Python, are you talking about the Python running in Excel or Python running outside of Excel? There will be different things. Wonder if a function feature is still available in 360. Okay. 365 doesn't have Power Query. Doesn't have. Don't have, huh? So you need to have installed version. And even though Mac 365, they have Power Query as well. This is how they get us to constantly excite us with new things, and we need to continue to subscribe. Okay. So we have 1 more minute. 1 more minute. Any final question? Okay, good. So there's no question. Thank you for your time. And Wendy, anything you want to add? Nope. Okay. Good. With that, hope to see you on this coming NTW. I just double check on NTW website. We have over 200 people registered. We have over 200 people registered. Hopefully, we can reach 300. That will be the record we have made for ourselves. Okay, with that, take care, everyone, and see you on this Saturday, NTW. Bye-bye.